Sciences, Mr. Ian Wilkinson, King's Counsel, our guest speaker, Dr. Standard Golson, or UWI Mona Alumni Rep, our program heads, or awardees, or Assistant Registrar, pardon me, Mr. Johnson Aichi, awardees, parents, family, friends, and those of them who are out there on the wide web. Good evening to everyone. Today, we celebrate the academic achievements of our students. And so I extend a warm welcome to you all, and especially to your families who have supported you over the course of your journey. Your presence here today is a testament to the importance of education and the value that we place on academic excellence. Achievement comes not by mere luck, but by dedication, discipline, and hard work. And so we must recognize the work that you have done. You are young scholars. You have excelled in your studies. You've demonstrated your commitment to learning. You've worked tirelessly to achieve your goals, and so we are proud to honor them today. We hope that you will continue to strive for excellence in all that you do, and that you will use your talents and abilities to provide a helping hand to those around you. Remember, though we celebrate a GPA and a score today, achievement is not measured by those parameters only. It is but a small section, but we give importance to it. Your achievement will be measured in the long run by how you give back, how you support each other and those around you. And being in the medical field, there'll be many to support around you. So without further delay, let's officially start our evening. It's been a very exciting day already. We've had an open day, we've had a tropical storm watch, we have award ceremony. So we got to get going so that we remain nice and dry. So I'll now invite our MBBS student, Ms. Alyssa Graham, to do our invocation.
Hi, good evening. Let's bow our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come together this evening, we just want to acknowledge your presence. We want to thank you for providing us with this opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate the exceptional performance of each and every awardee this evening. Lord, I want to thank you for the academic and supporting staff who have all played a role in allowing us to come together today, whether it be through teaching, assisting to rectify any issues that has arrived. Lord, I just want to thank you as well for the well-wishers, family, and friends who have come together this evening to show their support, whether it be here in the lecture theater or via the YouTube platform, dear Lord. As we progress throughout the evening, we just ask for your continued guidance and presence throughout this ceremony, that it may run smoothly and that it will be an evening of joy, dear Lord. In your name I pray, amen.
We'll now have greetings by our invited guests. We'll start off with Professor Denzel Williams, followed by our Dean, Professor Minerva Tame, and then Dr. Eileen Standard Golson.
Thank you. Should be fine. Yeah. Thank you very much, Madam Master of Ceremonies. Let me take this opportunity to recognize our Dean, Professor Thin. Let me also recognize our guest speaker, KC Wilson. Good to see you. Let me also recognize our Deputy Registrar, Mr. Jonathan Archie, and all of the members of the Faculty of Medical Sciences and our very distinguished students this evening who are being awarded, and also your parents and family and loved ones and everyone. It's really good to be here to participate in this important event for the Faculty of Medical Sciences. My program this evening tells me that I should just say greetings, and I am tempted, given the time, to say greetings and I will take my seat. But it would be remiss of me not to say a few words on this very important occasion for our students especially. And really it's a word of encouragement, but it's also a word of reflection. And so I would like for you, while you celebrate this evening your achievement within our society, for you to think about how important this occasion is and how inspirational this occasion needs to be for others. You would appreciate that you're very privileged to be here this evening, and it's not a privilege that you should take lightly. You would appreciate that globally, only 7% of the world goes to a university, 7% of the world's population globally. But more interestingly, within our context, you will recognize that only 2%, 2 out of every 20%, 2 out of every 10 who really go on to post-secondary education within our country and our region. So 2 out of every 10 students who leave secondary school move on to post-secondary, and even a smaller percentage move on to tertiary like ours. So you would appreciate that you are extremely privileged to be here this evening, and so you should not use this privilege just for your personal gratification, but you will use this privilege to do good for the world. While we accept that this is an evening of excellence and you're using this privilege so that you can make the life of others better and inspire others to be excellent as well, we here at the UWI, we are doing all that we can to support your own success, and so that success can spill over to others. We are building a coalition right across the campus for student success. You know, most times when we think about our students, we think about merely recruiting them, and after they have been recruited, we don't engage them again until graduation time. We have recognized that if we are to build the kind of success that our students really should achieve, we need a stronger coalition to take them from recruitment, retention and retaining, right up to aftercare, which is graduation and beyond. And so, at our university, we have recognized that student success really needs a lot more work. We need to almost always guarantee that once you set foot on the campus, whatever outcomes that you desire from your academic engagement, those outcomes are almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. And so we have to make sure that as a campus and as a university in general, we put in the necessary infrastructure in place to support and facilitate your success. And so we are very conscious that a big part of ensuring your own success is to make sure that your tertiary education is affordable. Affordability, as most of the research would have shown, is one of the key factors that impact on the success of our students. And therefore, as a campus, as we prepare to ensure that we build a coalition around student success, we have an objective that we are now going to increase and double the number of scholarships that our campus can deliver over the next 3 to 5 years to our students. So right now, we're standing at roughly about 2,000 scholarships right across the campus for roughly about 16,000 students. We need to increase that in a significant way. And so we are building a coalition to make sure that we have about 100,000 alums who graduate from these walls over the last 75 years. We want to tap into that network, and we want to be able to use that network to increase our number of scholarship, the count for scholarship, from 2,000 to roughly about 7,000 over the next 3 years. We want to make sure that at least 40% of our intake are guaranteed that the survival and success of their program will not be hindered by financial performance. And so as we talk about student success, these are some of the coalitions that we're building to ensure that our students will be able to study and do their work so that they can have the excellence that is so required of them. And so this evening, while we celebrate with you, while we are very glad for your performance, again, I encourage you to make sure that this performance becomes an inspiration for others so that we build a campus for excellence. Again, congratulations and well done, and enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Chair, Dr. Andrea Garbett, our Deputy Dean for Student Success, Principal of the Mona Campus, Professor Denzel Williams, our guest speaker, Mr. Ian Wilkinson, KC, Dr. Aileen Standard-Golson, our representative from UWIMA, Deputy Registrar, Mr. Jonathan Archie, other distinguished members of the faculty who are with us this afternoon, our honored students, family, and friends, welcome to the Faculty of Medical Sciences Annual Award Ceremony. COVID robbed us of this beautiful face-to-face ceremony for about 2 years, and we're so glad that we'll be able to come back together and to join in this award ceremony as we recognize our students. This evening, I really feel honored and delighted to acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant students who have worked hard and made their parents, our faculty, and by extension, the University of the West Indies proud. Our session this evening will recognize the young talent of the Faculty of the Medical Sciences who have made immense contribution academically and to our society. Gathered this evening, we will not only celebrate their achievements academically, but we will give due regards to their values and morals, which are true testament of our theme from the UWI 75th anniversary celebrations, Rooted, Ready, Rising, 75 years of commitment to excellence. Annually, the faculty uses the award ceremony to encourage consistently high performance and empathy while instilling a competitive spirit among our students. This year, our students will be awarded in various categories such as the Dean's List, Honors List, Top Graduands, Award of Excellence, Co-curricular Awards, the Niall Stewart Award, and our newest, which is a Social Accountability Award. I think this is the second year we're doing this, which is in recognition of the continuation of work started by our former Dean, Dr. Tomlin Paul, where he aimed to help our students to become more empathetic, aware socially, and to develop a genuine compassion to providing service to the community to which they exist. To conclude, I would like to use this platform to thank the members of the faculty for their diligence and innovative contributions to the field of medicine and their other areas within our faculty. To our newly minted principal, who I know has 3 activities to take part today, so I really thank him very much for coming this afternoon. I thank our parents for their dedication to their children's life and for joining with us this afternoon and making this a very memorable occasion for our students. Thank you very much.
Dr. Garbutt, Master of Ceremonies, Principal, Professor Denzel Williams, our Dean, Professor Minerva Thiem, our guest speaker, Mr. Ian Wilkinson, Mr. Archie, our Deputy Registrar, other members of faculty, program directors, our parents and guardians of our students, distinguished guests all, and of course our awardees this evening. I am very happy to be here. It is always good to come to a happy occasion, where we are recognizing excellence and those who have achieved. I am happy to bring greetings and congratulations on behalf of the UWI Medical Alumni Association. As I'm sure most, if not all of you know, this is the 75th anniversary of the university. We see it up there. And the university started back in 1948 with the then Faculty of Medicine being the first faculty. It started with 33 students from across the Caribbean. Over the last 75 years, the faculty has evolved to the Faculty of Medical Sciences, where we train not only doctors, but a wide range of health professionals. Undergraduate degrees are offered in basic medical science, nursing, dental surgery, pharmacy, physical therapy, and diagnostic imaging. It is gratifying to see the growth of the faculty and to see the faces of the young persons today who are being awarded for excellence in many different areas. Congratulations to you all. As with any alumni association, UWIMA, as we are known, has the mandate to provide ongoing support to the faculty and to current students. Since our inception in 1983, we have fulfilled this mandate in a number of ways, including granting awards, scholarships, and gifts to the medical school. In recognition of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the university, UWIMA established an endowment fund which will continue to provide scholarships for medical students across all 4 UWI teaching sites. We would also like to become more involved in the day-to-day activities of the current students, providing mentorship, career guidance, and other assistance as requested. As we recognize those who have excelled in various areas over the past year, this should be an inspiration to us all. On behalf of the University of the West Indies Medical Alumni Association, I salute you and encourage you to always remember that you represent the light rising from the west. Congratulations to you all.
As I said, tonight we're celebrating excellence, and it's excellence not only in academics, that's now at this stage, but excellence that had persisted from the very beginning of school, going on to careers, and subsequently being renowned in your field. So at this time, we invite Dr. Theon Jones to present our guest speaker.
Thank you very much. Okay. Chairperson, Dr. Andrea Garbutt, Campus Principal, Professor Williams, Deputy Campus Registrar, Mr. Archie, UWIMA Mona Chapter President, Dr. Standard Golson, family, friends, relatives, well-wishers, faculty, staff, students, and awardees, a pleasant good evening. Our guest speaker this evening is a father, a chess master, and an avid sportsman. He's the father of 3 children, with his 4th
soon to join the Wilkinson family. He's also the father of a law firm, E&G Wilkinson and Company, which became Wilkinson and Company and is now Wilkinson Law. The firm's founding ideal was justice the ultimate. He told Buzz magazine that fatherhood is a job like no other, and one which he relishes. In his own words, it is a privilege to be a seminal part of the continuing circle of life and the universe. To this he added, praying, reading bedtime stories, teaching them chess and French is fundamental. Also doing homework and school pickups, and imparting worldly wisdom. From his origins, born at Smith Lane in central Kingston, growing up on nearby Tex Lane in downtown Kingston, and through his parents, Valsey Wilkinson and Inez Ricketts, and following the steps of his older brother, Professor Carlos Escofri, our guest speaker is known globally as a lawyer and a master of chess. He has stated that he is grateful for his humble beginnings. He has represented Jamaica at 7 consecutive World Chess Olympiads and was the first English-speaking person from the English-speaking Caribbean to serve as judge of the World Chess Federation. He has written 2 books on chess, and soon look out on your bookshelves for his 3rd, Wilkinson's Exciting World of Probate Practice. He's a past president of the Jamaica Bar Association, the first to emerge from the inner city, and a past president of the Jamaica Chess Federation. His magnificent chess foundation is his legacy to development of chess in Jamaica. Chess is his passion. He learned to play in May, June 99, and guess what? By October 2000, he was into his first tournament. His law resume is very vast, but let me condense it as quickly as I can. He obtained a Bachelor of Laws degree at honors at the Faculty of Law, University of West Indies, Cave Hill in 1987. He graduated just behind us as the top student from the Norman Manley Law School in 1989. He then first worked for Alton Morgan and Company, and in 1993, he formed the aforementioned Wilkinson Law. He has been involved in numerous litigation cases, primarily before the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal, and has appeared before the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. His wide practice includes civil litigation, constitutional law, judicial review, commercial litigation, criminal litigation, family law, contentious and non-contentious probate matters, and conveyancing. Very wide indeed. He has taught at the Norman Manley Law School since 1990. He has taught actually more than 2,000 final year law students. He has been the president of the Bar Association. He joined the ranks of Queen's Counsel in April 2013, and to him and others of his alma mater, he transitioned very happily to King's Counsel with the coronation of King Charles. His schooling started at Calabar All Age. He went there from 1969 to 1976, where actually a house is named in his honor. Any reading of our guest speaker's life journey is incomplete if a reference to his high school alma mater is not included. Once you are introduced to our guest speaker, it will become very evident which high school he attended. And if you do not pick it up, he will make a reference to his beloved and revered, the Kingston College. He went there from 1976 to 1983. KC formed our guest speaker, presented him with a platform to grow and blossom, and most importantly, provided him with a mind of service. He has served his alma mater well as a member of their multi-winning Schools Challenge team's coaches panel, and as an active member of their famed Old Boys Association. shh, he may not want the following to be said of him. But his nicknames at KC were Wilkie or Sour. He does a remarkable impression of Roy Shirley, one of our musical legends, and he has performed in public doing these impersonations on more than one occasion. Our guest speaker, as said, is an avid sportsman. He made an All-Stars University football team and has served as Jamaica's integrity officer at the International Football Federation Women's World Cup in France 2019 and the Women's World Cup in Australia 2023. His hobbies include reading, writing, playing the violin, didn't know that one, listening to music, art, drawing, acting, didn't know that one either, studying foreign languages, playing chess, knew that one, writing chess analysis, playing football, cricket, table tennis, watching all sports, and traveling. Another, shh, he's an undercover DJ and actor. He has 5 guiding principles, 5 guiding philosophies. 2 really resonate to us tonight. 1, an education is the greatest asset. And 2, service to others is the best service you can give to yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, students, faculty, and staff, please join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Ian Godfrey Wilkinson, KC.
All right. Wow. It's always better to have others speak about you than for you to speak about yourself. But the truth is, I always prefer very short introductions. Whenever I hear an introduction about me, it brings back memories. Sometimes some of these things, Dr. Jones, I just don't even remember. But let me, in the interest of time, I will just recognize Madam Chair. I think the chair is the Deputy Dean, Dr. Garbutt. May I recognize Mr. Principal, Professor Williams. I'd also like to recognize the Dean of the Faculty, Professor Minerva Thame. An interesting name, Minerva. I think if my memory serves me correctly, Minerva was a goddess of wisdom. So you are in very good company. And not only the goddess of wisdom from mythology, which I was the one who had to study that when we did school challenge quiz, but you are, I learned just a short while ago that you are from a particular country, which is a chess playing country, with whom Jamaica actually has competed at the World Chess Olympiad. And not to correct my noble brother, but I actually been to 10 straight Olympiads, including in Chennai last year. I would like to say to all faculty members, of course, to Dr. Eileen Standard Goldson, to Dr. Deputy Registrar, Mr. Jonathan Archie. When I see the name Archie, it brings back fond memories, not to make fun of the man's surname, because I don't want the students to start to tease him. But of course, you immediately think, my first thought was of the Chief Justice of Trinidad and Tobago, sir, and of course of that comic which we loved when we were children. Ladies and gentlemen, awardees, graduands, friends, all, special guests, parents, everyone, ladies and boys and girls, good evening. Firstly, you know, when I was coming here, or preparing to come, I said, Jesus, God, why did I accept this invitation? Why did I do it? Because it's a very bad time for me. And I'm actually in the middle of a heavy matter, which should have ended today, but because of certain things, it's continuing in the Court of Appeal tomorrow, a case involving millions of United States dollars. And in fact, while I was driving, I had to detour. That's why I was a little bit late, but I'm glad that I wasn't later than others, and you weren't really waiting on me. Thank you. When I was detouring, coming through Long Mountain, you know, and I'm thinking, planning for tomorrow, I said, it's just amazing, because sometimes I am catapulted, cast back in nostalgia to what we call the halcyon days, the good old days. And I remember, and I'm saying, oh my God, I'm going to help this client in this case tomorrow. You know, when Dr. Jones spoke of coming from Smith Lane, I don't know many of you know Smith Lane. Smith Lane is that lane which straight down the bottom, it connects with East Queen Street. East Queen Street runs straight across, heading into Windward Road, where you have that yellow and black structure which intersects right there with South Camp Road, where you have the post office, where they had a little fire the other day. That was the original palace. And then when Carib was just one big cinema. I say all of that to say to the graduates, how we do it at the law school, when you enter, you are graduands, and when you are presented with whatever, you become graduates. We do that the same way here. But to all of you here, I say this up front. I am so happy to be here. It's a proud journey. I share with you the joy of this, what I call this august and most felicitous of occasions. Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones is my bigger brother. He went to KC, but not the right KC. He comes from Knox College. And we used to wonder where the hell was Knox College, you know. But if you don't know it, this man here, and thank you for that great introduction, was outstanding, if my memory serves me correctly. I hope I'm not giving you an accolade you don't deserve. But I remember when I was a little boy, because Dr. Jones is a big man for me. He was an outstanding student. At the time, it was boys' champs. They had merged boys and girls' champs yet. But he was an outstanding student for class 1, was it? Winning long jump, high jump, and about 20 other different things. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for none other than Dr. John Jones, the man at the front there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That part, listen, no disrespect to the people who are here. Some people think I'm schizophrenic. I call myself multiphrenic because I actually have different personalities. So you mentioned DJs. Yeah, I can DJ when I'm ready, you know. Michael Powell, I think, is here. We spoke earlier. My brother and powerful men and women perform for charity. And you remember when I fall into character, I'll tell them, follow me 1 and follow me 2 and follow me 3 and 4. Follow me to different, come follow me to the back door. Follow me here and follow me there and follow me every. Give me a beat, man. Follow me to the front and follow me to the back door. Follow me here and follow me there and follow me everywhere. Follow me to the atmosphere. Come again. You see, I'm not your typical King's Counsel. And you would have probably noticed that by now. Because there is this impression that lawyers are stiff. Thank you. The lawyers are stiff people. But just as I said to the court today in trying to convince them to go along a certain path, you're all born what the philosopher, especially John Locke, I think, referred to as tabula rasa. Means a clean slate, blank slate. So all of this criminality in Jamaica and other places, children weren't necessarily born criminals, but that's a different story, which Sigmund Freud and the others will speak to. I was hoping I could get some help with the PowerPoint so I wouldn't have to move it myself. Dr. Jones, I don't know, could I get some help while I walk? Could you just move the slides for me? Thank you. So, they're regarded as a chess lawyer. But am I really the chess lawyer or the medical lawyer? I see myself as both. I've always loved medicine. Strange enough, it's one of the reasons I accepted the invitation, apart from Dr. Jones' persistence over weeks. Next slide, please. So, I have a very strong link or nexus with the medical profession. People from various parts of the profession, I hold them dearly. One of them is Dr. Agri Irons, the well-known psychiatrist. And he has a way of saying when psychiatrists see each other, they have a special greeting. I don't know if you know about it. Yeah, man. He says, you are fine, how am I? That is how psychiatrists greet each other. You're fine, how am I? My brother, I was trying to keep the fact that Professor Escoffi was my brother a secret. Because he was brilliant. We have different surnames, and we look a little different. Different fathers, same mother. But Carlos was the brilliant one, who was a Jamaica scholar. To this day, some people regard him as the brightest person ever to come out of Kingston College. You know, like 11, 12 ones and 4 or 5 ones from fourth form, that kind of person. So when I went to KC in his footsteps, as I was glad my name was Wilkinson.
You understand? So nobody will think about me. So you bust it out, so I won't hold it against you. And in the interest of time, I could go on, but I have a strong nexus. I have a strong love for medicine. In fact, I could have been a doctor if things were different, because unlike some of my colleagues who are lawyers, I was never afraid of blood. We had a gentleman when we started to study law. He was like 6 foot tall, 250 pounds, and the sight of blood would make he would faint. You know the medical term for that. All right. So we used to tease you students who are now graduating, because we used to come around the law school, past the law school in your white boots jackets. And we used to say, on a bossy man, how them bossy sir, always walking and looking good, pristine. We used to love the look. And we used to tease you and say, you don't take the Hippocratic oath, you take the hypocritic oath. And we used to make our fun in our own way. But I want to say to you that this oath, which of course is named or credited to Hippocrates, one of the world's greatest medical minds, is something which I commend to you dearly. Thanks. How many of you recognize the next slide? How many of you recognize the slide? Yeah. People dating themselves a little bit, but that's okay. That's the Starship Enterprise. And you know, when it starts for Star Trek, which was a big thing long before I was born, by the way, it will tell you that it is taking you where no one has gone before. I want to say to you, all of you persons who are graduating today, today is a day which is a platform for where you're going, where you have never been before. This is new territory for you. This is virgin territory. And you must remember that. All right, next. I'll go on, next. In fact, in many of your families, you are the first person who might be graduating, not just from this faculty, but graduating from university, period. And it's something which you should always treasure and always remember. I put up a picture of one of, not just Jamaica's, but the region's icons. You know, I live to see that I'm doing cases involving millions of US dollars. When there was a time I used to walk barefoot. There was a time when I was in sixth form, I had one pair of shoes, which I wear for everything. And my wife, Dr. Jones referred to her indirectly. When I told her initially my story, she actually cried, because I'm a very passionate woman. But I'm not ashamed of where I'm coming from. I say to people, it's not where you're from, it's where you're going. And it's not going to jail I'm talking about. All right? You determine your future. You actually, to some extent, have already determined your present. Because you can get help from family and friends, but without you doing what you really should or ought to do, you wouldn't be here now. So you can carry the horse to water, you can't make him drink. So, Usain was an ordinary little guy, you know. Usain made Usain the legend. You could be that too. Never forget that. All right. So, I want to, before I wrap up, and you know, it's a strategic thing that Dr. Jones and the planners of this thing do, you know, because they put me right early so that I can't talk too long. Because, you know, you don't want to talk too long and spoil the flow and mess up this thing. This thing is about the graduands becoming graduates. And no one getting a certificate and no one getting a thing. You have to drop a little pat one now and then. So, Dr. Jones, I realize what you're doing now, watching you, you know. And, pardon. Yes, good. Right. So, I know I've been speaking about graduates and graduands. So I know. So I don't know if you're graduated or not. So, you know what I mean? Dr. Jones has been awarded, they're not graduated yet. You see, talk it into being, I say. Talk it into being. Talk it into being. Hallelujah. I say talk it. And I I come to the podium and I'm talking to you about graduation and graduates when it's about awards. And I want to talk it into being. Hallelujah. Thank you. You see, she used very nice when she comes now purple. You see this? The stars are aligned. Yeah. But listen, these principles about which I'm talking, they're quite germane or relevant, whether it be awards, graduations, or whatever. And I stick to the principles. Because you will see at the end I do recognize and I know why I'm here. But I want to say to you on this journey some precepts which underpin this presentation to you. Love of money is the root of all evil. St. Paul, I think, might have been the one who said it. I'm not deeply religious. My mother wanted me to be a minister of religion. She used to say, Ian, you don't smoke, you don't gamble, you don't drink. Why you don't become a minister? Well, I'm glad she stopped at those three, you know. Why you don't become a minister of religion? But I studied the Bible. I had to read the Bible, all 66 books. Old Testament, I think 39, New Testament 27, when I was doing Students Challenge quiz. And I found it the most fascinating piece of reading ever. You have Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless, all of those things caught up in the Bible. You know, love, hate, greed, everything. These are lessons to be learned. So I say to you, don't let this be what motivates you on your journey. Remember, money is a great tool, but that's what it is really, only a tool to be used for good or evil. Bad people use it for evil, but you can use it because it takes cash to care. Never forget that, all right? So, while we move on, I want to, let me try and move to my next slide. I want to highlight a few things for you, which I call, and I wrap up after this, the 10 commandments of practicing medicine with integrity. Now, you're not quite ready to practice medicine yet. I've always found that term strange, practicing. You know, you practice law, you practice medicine. You're supposed to be doing it, not practicing on people. You're supposed to be doing it. The law, you say we have a law practice. You're supposed to know what you do, you should be practicing, but that's another point for a different time. But I'm highlighting a few points for you. And by the way, Dr. Jones, I saw what you did, you know. You dug up me in the Buzz magazine. When I heard you saying it, you know, the first thing that came to my mind, it have a buzz, you know. Protect the profession's image. Yes, you might be students, but it doesn't matter. You will be here, people will interact with you, visitors, you'll go on the road, whether you're in your fancy bush jackets or otherwise. The fact is, at all times, you must protect the profession's image. Do what is correct. From time to time, we have to deal with cases of cheating, with lawyers who are graduating and trying to get, because I sit on the General Legal Council, which is the body that regulates lawyers. So that council has to issue certificates before you can be called to the bar. That is when you become a lawyer. So even if you get A's and match up your exam, you still need those special certificates. But sometimes what comes to us are students who have cheated. You find 2 or 3 exam or assignment papers which are so identical. And some of the students, them fool, you know. Them fool bad, you know, and you know, you do an assignment and one person create a name, how you pronounce his name, Theon? You know, I research your name, you know. That name is a department, it's part of a place in France. And Theon, you never got that name in the assignments because, you know, some assignments give you generic names. Theon is what one student wrote about. But you find Theon have a girlfriend and she said, Chupsy, just make me tired, I can't do this. And Chupsy, by the way, that's not what they call Dr. Jones, just to make sure. And he lent her the paper. And she not only borrowed his, but she lent somebody else. And instead of the people them use and change, they put back the same Theon. They put back everything. So they don't believe that we look and see what is presented. We actually do. So do what is correct. All right? I don't want you to chase money. I want you to do what is correct. Go on. Next slide. So I have my little slide there for you as my little thing for the 10 Commandments. You people know about Spike Lee? Spike Lee, the director, he has a famous movie, Do the Right Thing. I will urge you, while you're here, do the right thing. Never forget that. Make no deals with the devil. Make no deals with the devil. The devil could be somebody sitting beside you right now. The devil comes in different shapes and forms. I see somebody looking around. If I tell you to look around, the devil comes in different shapes and forms. The people who misbehave and who would likely do wrong, you know it, you know. You know it. I said to the people who are studying law when I have to do my classes, I shouldn't have to tell you to be honest or to have integrity. If I have to tell you that already, there's a problem. You're supposed to know it, but you know. You know who are the scammers. You know that. I like to talk to the judges and the clients, and I talk about my spider sense. Sometimes my spider sense tingles. You can know when you're getting into bad territory. You can know when the people are going to send you astray. Sometimes something happens and you say, why me? The other people say, why not you? You can be great, but why me? Why did I get into these problems? Because you never followed some of these things I'm telling you about. Why is John Brown, why was Professor Escoffer so great? Because he applied himself. I encourage you to apply yourself. One of my favorite all-time is the late Aretha Franklin, that immortal song. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect. Yes? It is one of those anthemic pieces of music which will stand the test of time. Treat everyone around you here with respect. Not because your brethren or friend is not getting an award, you must tease them or call them dunce. You know, one of the most painful things you could call anybody when I was a little boy growing up is dunce, you know. And I live to see people talking and embracing fully dunce. I just can't understand it. And I will say this to you. Probably some of you here are the problem. Because things and times change, outfits change, hairstyles change, and you wouldn't believe it, but I used to have a lot of hair once. Outfits change. If you see my pictures from 20, 30 years ago. But the values never change. People all want to be rich. People want to be good. Majority, I think, at any rate. People want to be successful. People want to be happy. People want to live nice and not have no only problems. But how do you accomplish that? It's by your thoughts, your deeds. Read about your profession. What are you studying? Or why are some of you doing pharmaceutical studies, dentistry, surgery, nursing, and so on? Because I looked at the list, and on one side, I think I counted 108 names. On the other side, 104 names. But they were repeat names for various things on the dean's list and so on. Some of it is because of peer pressure. Some of it's because of family pressure. I taught a lot of lawyers who didn't want to be lawyers. But you're here now. Make the most of it. All right? If you didn't get the award you wanted today, you might get it tomorrow. You have to prepare yourself. All right? I want to encourage you to be punctual. It's not a quality which I find, for some reason, many persons embrace. It concerned me that I was not going to be here before 6 o'clock because I always try to be there, not early, but I tried to not even be on time, I should say, but to be early. You find whenever you are running late or close to late, how the traffic and everything is just worse. When you're early, it's never like that, You ever notice it? It's when you're close to being late, if you could use an extra 5 or 10 minutes, for some reason the road is blocked up before, the early bird does get the worm. So I would encourage you to do that. Rooted, rising. For example, you're ready, you're rooted, you're rising. I encourage you to pay it forward. Whatever you are achieving today, by whatever award, it is because somebody has helped you to achieve it. No man is an island. The late great Dennis Brown sang that many years ago. You are rooted. Don't forget your roots. Pay it forward. If it's not your family member, it's a friend, it's an acquaintance, help somebody else. When we were little boys, we had one patty. Tasty and juicy beef and all them people popular now. You see that one patty, we used to share it for all 4 or 5 away, We wouldn't just eat it. I see people with patty now and you cut them eye on the people beside them. You know, you'd be amazed. We used to share and we used to run the proverbial boat. You know what I mean? We used to run boat. Everybody got together. Somebody buy just a little bit of salt. Somebody used to buy a big gill of oil. You know, some of you wealthy rich people, and I'm calling me rich these days. I have never ever thought of myself like that. I've been much better off, but still, you know. We couldn't, when we grew up, you know, when I tell my wife we couldn't buy, we used to buy a quarter bread. People say, what are you talking about? Yeah, we couldn't. I didn't have sliced bread, Dr. Jones, until probably I was at late teens. So life is a funny thing, but be kind to those around you who have been kind to you. I celebrate with you on this glorious occasion. The skies opened up earlier, brought rain to cool down the evening and to bless you. So the rain was akin to manna from heaven. So I say to you, go forth, blaze a trail of immortality, so that all who speaketh your names henceforth will say, ratted, she wicked, or him wackady. You ever hear that term wackad? It really means you're good. So when Michael Jackson sang, I am bad, it don't mean him wicked, you know, it mean him good. So when Lady Saw used to say, daddy, 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 me want more, she wasn't talking about her father. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you, and I wish for you all the very best on your journey. Get more awards, enough more awards, and I look forward to seeing you, hopefully not to be treated by you in the future. All the very best.
Good evening, everyone. You able to hear me? Yes. Mr. Wilkinson Casey, what can I say? I think maybe only Mrs. Wilkinson could find a word adequate to describe Mr. Wilkinson. Thank you. Your words of inspiration, encouragement, and your exceptional personality are gems that are forever embedded in us, reflecting the light that we have within. With that said, on behalf of all the awardees and the entire medical sciences, the pleasure is mine to present you with this little token of our appreciation for your being here with us today. We wish you all the best in all aspects of your life.
So, you know, after all that, we have to show Mr. Wilkinson that our students here in FMS are talented and they just don't have academics behind them, right? So we're going to give them a little bit of what we know we have here. And I invite Miss Sarah Lee Charles and Mr. Christian Foster from the MBBS program to give us a slight little bit of entertainment.
the barefoot king composing hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty on the moonlight overthrew. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair. Then from your lips she drew the hallelujah. There's a God above. All I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who are true love. It's not a crowd you hear at night. It's not someone who's seen the light. It's a call and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
They got skills, right? Definitely. So we reached the meat of the matter at this point in time, and I guess everybody's excited to get up here. Just to remind you that the awards that we start off with this evening are both the Dean's List as well as the Honor Society. Students who are awarded to be on the Dean's List include students who are registered in the FMS undergraduate programs and are in good academic standing. This is based on their performance in their professional and core courses in the previous academic year. So we're talking about 2022 to 2023. And they must meet the following criteria. You must have a full course load, no exemption of core courses. Exemption of foundation courses are allowed. There's no incomplete grades. You have a degree GPA of 3.6 and above, with MBBS, DDS, and PharmD having a degree GPA of 3.7 and above. There should be no failing grades, and there should be no disciplinary actions having been taken against you. For Honor Society, just remember, you also meet your criteria for Dean's List, but you are ranked first or second in your year group. So as you can see, we have the brightest of the brightest here, but remember, it is just a part of achieving. So at this time, I would like to call our dean, as well as I would like to call our program heads in reflection of our 75th anniversary. We will do a little bit of reflection to see where did we come from. We must know where we're coming from to know where we're going. And as such, we start out with the baby of our program, the youngest program. We asked Dr. Camille Wilson Clark to just give us a little bit of what the PharmD program is, and then the announcement of the awardees.
Good evening, everyone. Chair, Dr. Andrea Garbott, Dean Thame, our guest speaker, Casey Wilkinson, Dr. Aileen Standard-Golson, other faculty members, administrative staff, family, friends, well-wishers, awardees, good evening. Let me just share with you the new kid on the block, the Doctor of Pharmacy program. We're now, 6 years old officially, because we started in 2016, but we were approved by the university as a program in 2015, July 19th, and the gentleman behind the scene, Hugh McLean, had a heart attack right after it was approved and died. And so Dr. Maxine Gossel-Williams took up the charge to continue the program and invited myself to come, along with Georgia, to come and be a part of this program. I think Tracia Gay Kennedy Dixon also. And when it happened, my husband died. And so I came to the university mourning the loss of my husband on the 1st of October, and I was charged with getting the Doctor of Pharmacy program approved by the Pharmacy Council of Jamaica to accept it as a program. And so in 2016, we got that approval through the then chairman of the council, which was Dr. Norman Dunn, and with support of the faculty. We worked really hard to get it there. And we took our first cohort in of 23 students in 2016, September. Since then, we've graduated 62 students. So this program is a program that is important in the medical profession. We are known as druggists, legal, of course. The curriculum for the Doctor of Pharmacy program is designed to be completed in 5 years on a full-time basis. There's a preclinical and a clinical portion. The curriculum is also designed to ensure that graduates from this program have developed really excellent clinical skills. And when they graduate, they're called clinical pharmacists, because we have other pharmacists who do a bachelor's degree and they're just Bachelor of Pharmacy or pharmacists. But we're clinical pharmacists because they spend 1 year before internship, which is another year in the clinical realm, where they practice and do patient care. No university in the Caribbean offers an entry-level Doctor of Pharmacy degree. There is a distinct paucity for clinical pharmacists who graduate with a PharmD. We say PhD, that's a degree, Doctor of Pharmacy, within the Caribbean, and so we are integral members of the healthcare team globally. Just to say that in the US, the PharmD degree is the only pharmacy degree that is now offered and is a requirement for licensure. And so you can see that Jamaica and the University of the West Indies have really stepped forward to be one of the leaders globally within the profession of pharmacy. Consistent with the university's mission to unlock West Indian potential, the economic and cultural growth, the PharmD program will continue to produce graduates who will significantly enhance the well-being of the West Indian people, and by their ability to provide effective pharmaceutical care, they will significantly impact public health and reduce health costs. And I'm begging that all doctors know pharmacists can save the hospitals, the health system, a whole lot of money, so use us well and wisely. All right, and that is it about the PharmD program here at the UE. And now, Dean, Tim. I'm calling them.
Good afternoon again. So I will call the names. So for the first name is Brittany Davidson, Doctor of Pharmacy. She's on the Dean's List and Honor Society. Tia Lorraine De Carnish, Doctor of Pharmacy, on the Dean's List. Right here. Michael Fennell, Doctor of Pharmacy, Dean's List and Honor Society. Brittany Grant, Doctor of Pharmacy, on the Dean's List and Honor Society as well.
Okay, good evening again, everyone. My task is to give a brief overview of the Doctor of Dental Surgery program. The program started in 2010, having been conceptualized around 2008, and we graduated our first cohort in 2015. We're looking forward to the class of 2024, where we will celebrate our 10th graduating class. We have a 5-year program divided into 2. Stage 1 covers our basic medical sciences program, and over the last couple of years, we have introduced more dental-specific courses in this first part. Stage 2, usually the last 3 years, that covers our development of our basic dental sciences into our final capstone course, which has the students treating patients for the entire year. And we are our program has to make our students practice ready on the day of graduation, so the level of intensity and stress is higher. Dentists can become licensed dentists the day after graduation or the week after when they have their licensing exams. We pride ourselves with trying to develop ethical, empathetic, and professional dentists. Tell the students all the time, you're going to pass your exam, but will you become a professional by the time you leave us? We have a range of lecturers, part-time, full-time, local, and overseas, and we do try to see how best we can develop the service mentality in our students before and after they graduate. So that, in a nutshell, is the Doctor of Dental Surgery program.
Joshua Fraser, Doctor of Dental Surgery, Dean's List, and Honor Society.
All right, good evening, everyone. To the chair, to our dean, to our guest speaker who has, I think the guest speaker has an excellent record except one blemish. He didn't get to go to Cornwall College. The School of Medical Radiation Technology, we train radiographers. We have been training radiographers since 1965. And in 2006, we transitioned to the University of the West Indies from the University Hospital of the West Indies. We have graduated thousands of radiographers over the years. And as a testimony to the training program we offer, in 2017 to 2020, we graduated 88 radiographers. Within that same time period, 87 left the country. So we graduated one more radiographer than the country needed. In fact, we have we have a migration rate so high right now that we simply do not have enough radiographers in Jamaica. And I think a lot of persons are now choosing the program because you have a one-way ticket to England without having to do another exam to be registered there. But recently we have revamped the program. We now offer specialized training in ultrasonography and all the other modalities that before were not offered. Before we only offered training in X-ray imaging. But today with the changes in the imaging profession, we now offer training in the different modalities such as nuclear medicine, radiation therapy, ultrasonography, computed tomography, and MRI. As we continue to grow the program, we hope that we can continue to produce graduates that are in high demand, not just in the Caribbean, but also in the wider world. And as we are proud of our awardees tonight, I just want to encourage them to continue to work hard. And I look forward to seeing, well, maybe not all of you, but most of you next year if you're still here. Thank you again, and good evening.
So for the diagnostic imaging, we have Jerwin Ambo on the Dean's list. Akeem Austin on the Dean's list. Andis Brown on the Dean's list. Tamara Bryan on the Dean's list. Amoy Campbell, Dean's list. Alexia Clue, Dean's list. Javon Edwards, Dean's list. Arnely Gale, Dean's list and Honor Society. Michaela Henry, Dean's list. Alex Nib, Dean's list. Amanda Myrie, Dean's list. Renee Simpson, Dean's list and Honor Society. Roxanne Taylor, Dean's list. Alicia Thomas, Dean's list. Ramona Latouche, Dean's list and Honor Society. Jodie Warner, Dean's list and Honor Society. Alyssa Wilkes, Dean's list. Romaine Williams, Dean's list. Aliyah Windross, Dean's List. Yeah.
Chair, Dean, guest speaker, distinguished guest, awardees, supporters here and online, a pleasant good evening. It is my pleasure to be the one describing briefly the Bachelor of Basic Medical Sciences program, BB MedSci. This program started in 2003, so this year, as the university celebrates 75 years, BB MedSci is proudly celebrating 20 years. The program started with a cohort of 3 students, and since then, we have graduated perhaps about 500 students. It started with the recognition for the need of undergraduate students who had been trained in the basic medical sciences without the focus on clinical aspects of medicine, as was done in the MBBS and other programs in the Faculty of Medical Sciences. The case was that for students who entered graduate studies in anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, most had graduated from the Faculty of Pure and Applied Sciences, now the Faculty of Science and Technology. So there was a strong foundation in chemistry, but not that much in the medical sciences, the biological sciences. So that was the need for which this program was introduced. Since then, the students who have graduated from the program now form a pool of students from which applicants can be selected and accepted to be trained in the basic medical sciences for postgraduate degrees without the need for much remedial training in these areas. Our graduates have gone on to continue postgraduate training here locally and also overseas in the basic medical sciences, forensic sciences, and related disciplines. Some are also employed in private or government positions, including as academics, research scientists, pharmaceutical representatives, and some are actually working as educators. Today, we are proud to be awarding the students who have done exceptionally well last year. We congratulate all our awardees, and BB MedSci is certainly rooted, ready, and rising. Thank you.
Jonah Chambers, Dean's List. Camille Davis, Dean's List. Common Francis, Dean's List and Honor Society. Shade Lee, Dean's List. Rolando Nanton, Dean's List and Honor Society. Caricia Robinson, Dean's List. Mordecai Scott, Dean's List. Titania Ray, Dean's List and Honor Society.
Good evening, everyone. In September of 1972, the first set of 13 students started a 3-year diploma program in physiotherapy at the School of Physical Therapy, which was established with the assistance of the Pan American Health Organization, funded by the Ministry of Health, and located on the grounds of the Sir John Golding Rehabilitation Center, formerly the Mona Rehab Center. The program was the only one of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean, and it was based on syllabi from Canadian Physiotherapy Association, the Chartered Society for Physiotherapists in the UK, and the World Confederation of Physical Therapy. In the year 2000, a curriculum review was undertaken, completed, and a new curriculum was accepted by the University of the West Indies Board of Undergraduate Studies, and the first cohort of BSc physical therapy students was admitted in 2001. So we had our first graduating class for that BSc PT in 2004. Over the years, we've seen a significant increase in the number of students being trained, and in 2012, we started a master's program, and we are on the verge of another advancement in our program offerings. In 2006, the school in its entirety was transferred from the Ministry of Health, the University of the West Indies, Department of Basic Medical Sciences, Faculty of Medical Sciences. This administrative move preceded our physical relocation in 2013 to the FMS Teaching and Research Complex. So our move here occurred in stages, yes? The move to this particular location provided space to accommodate more students, to conduct research, to operate a full-service clinic, the opportunity for the staff to collaborate with other healthcare professionals, and for our students to learn with other health profession students in the faculty. Our vision is to be a center of excellence in physical therapy education, producing innovative practitioners and pioneering researchers whose work, through academic, healthcare, and community partnership, will enhance the quality of life of all peoples. The aim of our undergraduate program is to prepare entry-level physical therapists with the required knowledge, skills, attitudes, and techniques to deliver healthcare competently and effectively to appropriate clientele. We have trained hundreds of physical therapists who are working in various facilities in the Caribbean, North America, the United Kingdom, Australia, and parts of Africa. They work in various capacities: managers of multidisciplinary rehabilitation centers, as owners and operators of private practices, as academics, as researchers, as educators, and clinicians, covering the breadth and depth of physiotherapy practice. They're working to promote health and wellness, improve mobility, function, and overall quality of life of many who have had or are living with health conditions such as stroke, spinal cord injury, head injuries, cerebral palsy, musculoskeletal conditions, fractures, acute and chronic lung diseases, cardiovascular diseases, painful, debilitating conditions, to name just a few. We want to thank those who have laid the foundation on which we now build, the many who have worked with us, who have supported us in various ways on our journey over the past 51 years in physical therapy education. Today, we recognize our students who performed excellently in the last academic year, and we encourage them to keep up the good work. Dean?
Sydney Baird, Dean's List and Honor Society. Vanille Findley, Dean's Vanille Findlay, Dean's List and Honor Society. Christy Minot, Dean's List and Honor Society. Maya Salandi, Dean's List and Honor Society.
Dr. Andrea Garbott, Chairperson and Deputy Dean of Student Success. Professor Minerva Thame, Dean of the Faculty of Medical Sciences. Mr. Ian Wilkinson, our honored guest speaker, Attorney at Law, King's Counsel. Dr. Eileen Standard Goldson, the alumni rep for UEMA. And other distinguished guests, members of faculty, awardees, and parents. My name is Melissa Walker, and I'm representing our head of school, Dr. Dawn Monroe, who is unavoidably absent physically, but she is watching. And I am going to be speaking about the UWI School of Nursing, in which the program, the Bachelor's of Sciences in Nursing, is situated. The UWI School of Nursing, MONA, UWISUN, was born as a small advanced nursing education unit, ANEU, to meet regional demands for locally prepared nurse educators and administrators, manage nursing education and service care locally and across the Caribbean. A 1966 tripartite agreement between the Jamaican government, PAHO, and the UWI actualized ANEU. Beginning with 16 senior nurses from the Caribbean, our program initially focused on preparing nursing leaders in nursing administration and education at the advanced certificate level and later at the post-certificate baccalaureate level. We were integrated into the historic Faculty of Medical Sciences in 1991, having achieved the status as the Department of Advanced Nursing Education, DANE. The school demonstrated agility in continuing to modernize nursing education by replacing the post-RN advanced certificate and degree programs with the Masters of Science in Nursing in 2002. Today, nurses and midwives across the Caribbean can access the Masters of Science in 4 specializations: nursing administration, nursing education, family nurse practitioner, and mental health nurse practitioner. The PhD program was introduced in 2010 to strengthen nursing science. To date, 5 candidates have completed the program, and 12 students are currently enrolled. All graduates of the program are currently employed at UWISUN, and the present head of school is its first graduate. From its inception in 1966, UWISUN MONA has served the entire Caribbean. When migration of Caribbean nurses reached near crisis proportion in the early 2000s, and in keeping with a regional mandate, the pre-licensure or face-to-face and post-RN online Bachelor of Science in Nursing degrees were introduced. And annual enrollment exceeded 50% over student enrollment in the preceding hospital-based programs, and in 2005, the school was renamed the UWI School of Nursing MONA, reflecting our current focus on undergraduate and graduate education. We provided further access to baccalaureate education across the Caribbean by franchising the Bachelor of Science program to 5 community colleges, 3 in Jamaica and 2 in the Eastern Caribbean. Successful completion of its programs now form criteria for employment at middle and upper level positions in nursing education and service settings. To date, most of the nurses in leadership positions across the Caribbean, including chief nursing officers and almost all the teaching staff employed at UWISUN, are graduates of the UWI School of Nursing, MONA. With over 4,000 Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates and 500 Masters of Science Nursing in graduates. In its 57-year history, the UWISN is now a PAHO WHO collaborating center for the development of nursing and midwifery in the Caribbean, a best practice spotlight academic organization, and the host of the Omega Kappa chapter of Sigma Theta Tau International. UWISN's vision reflects the global mandate to increase capacity of human resources for health in fulfillment of the Sustainable Agenda for Health. Our focus on Jamaica and the Caribbean populations recognizes that the region serves as one of the major donors of nurses and midwives to the global healthcare landscape. By targeting regional and global health priorities achievable through excellence in training and education of nurses and midwives and research, this emphasis aligns with the global trajectory of the UWI. One of the targets of the BSCN program is the development of students who are leaders, creative problem solvers, and critical thinkers. Among the special awardees this afternoon are students who have already demonstrated great potential for leadership and social advocacy alongside their stellar academic performance. This is the brand of all-round scholarship that we aim to cultivate in nursing. To our dear students and our graduates, as Dr. Monroe likes to call them, our junior colleagues, your award means that you have attained a higher level of competence in utilizing knowledge, providing patient care, and engaging in socially responsible actions. It means that you possess the capacity for deeper levels of critical thinking, clinical reasoning, and self-directed engagement in learning. For some of you, it means that in a few months, you will be a full-fledged healthcare professional from one of the many disciplines represented here. Stand rooted in integrity, maintaining a state of readiness, willing to serve with the same zeal that brought you to this point, and always rise regardless of obstacles, weakness. In fact, rise because of them. And she has a quote here, which she couldn't remember who the author was, but it says, "Greatness is not measured by the heights we attain, but the depths from which we rise. So be great." We would also like to thank our lecturers, preceptors, and administrators who have walked and continue to walk alongside us each day, with no doubt rejoicing in your achievements as students. I'm grateful to our partners in hospitals, healthcare centers, rehabilitation centers, schools, special communities for making our students' experiences meaningful. Parents, spouses, children, and loved ones, your support is critical to our students' success. In celebrating the UWI's 75th anniversary, with a talented and committed team, we rise to the challenge of advanced global health, standing on the shoulders of giants who established our roots, making us ready for creative strategies to bolster the UWI brand of excellence.
Brittany Amersley, Dean's List. Shantoy Anderson, Dean's List. Alicia Brown, Dean's List. Shirley Brown, she's nursing from the Western Jamaica campus, Dean's List and Honor Society. Shamoy Brown, nursing, Dean's List and Honor Society. Sean Lee Brown, Dean's List and Honor Society. Cordelia Copeland, Dean's List. Kalia Dennis, Dean's List. Alia Deru, Dean's List. Chanel Dunkley, Dean's List. Sasha-Lee Graham, Dean's List. Shauna K. Grant, Dean's List. Amelia Goosemore, Dean's List. Anastasia Harris, Dean's List and Honor Society. Kelia Harris, Dean's List and Honor Society. Brittany Hay, Dean's List and Honor Society. Juandra Hill, Dean's List. Gaynor James, Dean's List and Honor Society, and she's nursing from the Jamaica Western Campus. Danica Jones, Dean's List. Sabrina Knight, Dean's List. Daniel Lewis, Dean's List and Honor Society. Kamoya McNair, Dean's List. Gabrielle Pennant, Dean's List. Sochelle Philpotts, Dean's List and Honor Society from Jamaica Western Campus. Reina Pinto, Dean's List. That's Rihanna Pinto. Alexia Reed, Dean's List. Michaela Reed, Dean's List. Sharia Reed, Dean's List. Roshana Richards, Dean's List. Brandon Suka, Dean's List. Kadeen Thompson, Dean's List. Shanae Levi Thompson, Dean's List. Michaela Walker, Dean's List and Honor Society from Western Jamaica Campus. Shania Wigan, Dean's List. Chanel Williams, Dean's List and Honor Society. Antonian Williams, Dean's List.
Dean Thame, sorry, directors of all the FMS programs, our guest, Mr. Ian Wilkinson, KC, colleagues, students and parents, our URIMA rep, Dr. Aileen Standard-Golson, parents and support team, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The MBBS program is the last in these short overview talks for the FMS Dean's Award ceremony in this, the 75th anniversary of the UE. However, it is the complete opposite of actually what happened, because the history of the MBBS program is the history of the UWI. In that, the UWI started with the Faculty of Medicine. So when the University College of the West Indies began its formal existence in 1948, its first and signature program of study was medicine. The establishment of the UCWI was a culmination of local initiatives and recommendations spanning several years. The Moyne Commissioners had toured the British Caribbean in the 1930s because they were sent to investigate the riots and disturbances of the period in the English-speaking Caribbean under the chairmanship of Lord Moyne. In their very extensive and incisive report of 1938, they indicated the need to train West Indian doctors locally. They stated, and I quote, "Most of the medical officers are West Indians, but have been trained either in Great Britain or Canada. Some of them have obtained high medical degrees, and many of them are efficient doctors. Usually their training has been mainly in the treatment of disease, since the general medical education in Great Britain has still a strong bias towards curative medicine. There is no doubt that in many ways it would be preferable to provide facilities for a good medical education in the West Indies." That was in 1938. The idea for a university became entrenched in the 1940s. In 1943, at the height of World War II, the Secretary of State for the Colonies, Oliver Stanley, acknowledged that, and I quote, "The old theory of empire was over and done with. The colonies would become self-government and hopefully self-sufficient, and their most urgent need would be for highly educated leaders." Stanley's convictions led to the initiation of steps towards the establishment of a university. He wrote to vice-chancellors of universities in the United Kingdom to seek their assistance, quote, "in the development of colonial universities which will rear the leaders of the future." The outcome was a commission on higher education in the colonies headed by Sir Cyril Asquith. A subcommittee of that commission was formed to focus on the West Indian colonies. This subcommittee was the Irvine Committee, chaired by Sir James Irvine, the then Vice-Chancellor of the University of St. Andrews, Scotland. After traveling across the Caribbean and Canada and having extensive consultation with groups representing schools, professional organizations, civic and political leaders, the Irvine Committee, in its principal recommendations, called for, quote, "the establishment of a single university of the West Indies at the earliest possible date." The committee emphasized that the university was to be first established as a college of a reputable university for a short period of time. They also suggested the programs of study to be introduced in its early years, noting that it should teach the basic subjects appropriate to degrees in arts and science and should include a faculty of medicine. In 1948, 33 students selected from over 600 applicants from all over the Caribbean arrived to the Mona campus to begin their journey as the first students of the University College of the West Indies, University of London, in the MBBS program in the Faculty of Medicine. Dr. Aileen Standard-Golson, who sits with us this evening as a representative for UWIMO, is the daughter of one of those students, actually. Legacy, 75 years of his. Degrees were awarded under the name of the University of London until 1962, reflective of the role the University of London played in administering the program and providing the teaching staff at startup. At its inception, the MBBS program lasted for 5 years, but had a supplementary year of science prior to the actual start because of the primarily arts-based background of many of the early students. There were 2 years of discipline-based study, anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry, followed by a major examination, second MB. Clinical training was organized as clerkships, and that followed in the next 2 years of the program. The academic year at that time comprised of 3 terms, not 2 semesters. Teaching in the clinical years followed the calendar year, as it still does, with shortened Christmas, Easter, and summer vacations. I thought I would include that for my current students. There was only tweaking of the curriculum in the first 20 years. The early graduates developed a reputation for excellence, especially in clinical skills, both regionally and internationally. In the mid-1960s, the annual student intake was increased to 100 students. Therefore, there needed to be an expansion of clinical training, which led to students being able to complete their final year in Trinidad and Barbados. The UWI became independent in 1962 with the ability to grant the MBBS under its own name, which became the UWI. Discipline-based teaching and assessment continued to be organized and delivered by departments or graduates continued to excel, and formal accreditation of the program continued to be granted by the General Medical Council, GMC, in the United Kingdom. In the mid-1970s, due to the change in geopolitical views and medical emphasis to be on community medicine and primary health care, the curriculum was changed to accommodate a shorter time in preclinical studies. There was emphasis on community health in both the preclinical and clinical aspects of the program, and a 2-year internship program period. The internship period had a compulsory component to be completed in the rural community setting. Not all the objectives of that curriculum was realized, and thus the GMC threatened at that point to withdraw accreditation from the MBBS program at the UE. The preclinical years was again extended to 5 terms, and the internship period was cut to 18 months, which temporized and delayed the GMC's threat. The following decade saw many curriculum retreats and tweaks. St. Augustine started a full MBBS program with a problem-oriented approach. There was marked expansion in medical knowledge, and there was a wind of change blowing worldwide. I beg your pardon. In terms of medical education. And the methods of educating new doctors. GMC published Tomorrow's Doctors, a treatise actually on the education of future doctors. And that led to change. The present iteration of the curriculum of the MBBS program was effective in 2001. The primary changes were a change from a discipline-based to a system-based approach in the basic science years, early preclinical, clinical integration, and multidisciplinary teaching. Emphasis on clinical skills and community health throughout the program continues, as these were recognized strengths of the UWI training. Currently, the MBBS program is 5 years, still accepts a student from high school, and has a one-year internship period post-graduation. It still graduates some of the most highly skilled physicians who practice all over the world. I join with faculty in congratulating all the students. Now, we're going to have a video presentation from the Bahamas, who form a part of the Mona campus.
Greetings from the Bahamas. 2023 is indeed a special year. It marks the 75th anniversary of the University of the West Indies, Bahamas' 50th year as an independent nation, and the School of Clinical Medicine and Research, 25th year in medical education. The Princess Margaret Hospital in the Bahamas was approved for internship training in 1967. And 30 years later, training of medical students for the last 2 clinical years began. First, as a partnership with the St. Augustine campus in Trinidad, and 10 years later, it transitioned to the School of Clinical Medicine and Research and changed its affiliation to the Mona campus in Jamaica. We here cherish all the relationships and are proud to see that we are working together as one university and attained a full 5-year accreditation from the regional body, CAM-HP. Students transfer here after completing the first 3 years of training at the other campuses in Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados. It is now 25 years since we started with a small class of 29 students with only 4 Bahamians, and we can now boast having 650 new doctors, with 98% being Bahamians. Just about all of these students receive national financial support towards their training. The majority of Bahamian graduates have completed internship here and remain employed in the public sector. In 2002, we established the first postgraduate program in family medicine and now have 7 DM programs, with part or all of the programs delivered locally. A total of 150 specialists and subspecialists have graduated from these programs, and over 98% of them remain in the Bahamas, and most work in the public sector. The brain drain did not occur here, and the establishment of the local programs have allowed better succession planning with the replacement of specialists who are now retiring. We are also seeing more second generation of physicians in one family, and the class of 2023 had a graduate whose grandmother was in the first class starting in 1948, and now with a granddaughter graduating 75 years later from the same University of the West Indies. I also want to acknowledge that the government's commitment to UWI is tangible in other ways too. It covers the staffing and infrastructural needs of the school and provides a physical building in close proximity to the hospital. Our academics faculty has expanded to include 5 full-time lecturers with 100 associate lecturers. With this level of support from the government of the Bahamas, we will continue our discussions and plan to expand the postgraduate programs and design a program to satisfy the needs for the 2-year of training post-internship for registration with the Medical Council of the Bahamas. UWI STMR remains committed to excellence and innovation as it shapes the future of medical education and healthcare in this country. I would like to congratulate all of you who are receiving special awards today. You have worked hard and deserve to celebrate now with your families and friends. Thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful ceremony.
Shanique Allen, Dean's List. Amoy Anderson, Dean's List. Cherise Antrobos, Dean's List and Honor Society. Amanda Orden, Dean's List. Shanique Bailey, Dean's List. Jeremiah Baker, Dean's List. Shade Barrett, Dean's List. Antonio Beckles, Dean's List. Ariana Belford, Dean's List. Ronaldino Bennett, Dean's List and Honor Society. Brianna Bowden, Dean's List and Honor Society. Abigail Brown, Dean's List. Raquel Brown, Dean's List. Jamila Calvin, Dean's List. Elroy Campbell, Dean's List. Nathalie Campbell, Dean's List. Danielle Carter, Dean's List. Robian Chin, Dean's List. Nkosi Clarence, Dean's List. Alice Clark, Dean's List. Gabriel Clark, Dean's List. Tadreen Clark, Dean's List. Shanique Coburn, Dean's List and Honor Society. Jervain Corey, Dean's List and Honor Society. Sarah Datt, Dean's List. Deidre Davidson, Dean's List. Mark Anthony Davis, Dean's List. Jania Drakes, Dean's List. Tasika Dunn, Dean's List and Honor Society. Brandon Gilbert, Dean's List. Rashid Fontenelle, Dean's List. Kayla Golden, Dean's List. Akende Gomez, Dean's List. Kimberly Gordon, Dean's List. Ashley Gore, Dean's List. Alyssa Graham, Dean's List. Trudy Graham, Dean's List. Kadeen Grant, Dean's List. Tony Ann Green, Dean's List. Giovanni Gregory, Dean's List. Chavonnet Hales, Dean's List. Deanne Hemmings, Dean's List. Brandon Henry, Dean's List. Michaela Hiddall, Dean's List. Evriana Hilton, Dean's List. Ryan Isaacs, Dean's List. Alva Jarrett, Dean's List. Kimani Johnson, Dean's List. Nicole Johnson, Dean's List. Chantel Johnson, Dean's List. Grace Ann Lacey, Dean's List. Atia McGee, Dean's List. Michaela McFarlane, Dean's List. Brianna McKenzie, Dean's List. Amanda Ferguson, Dean's List. Amanda McPherson? Amanda McPherson, Dean's List. Marcelina Melville, Dean's List and Honor Society. Samoya Miller, Dean's List. Savannah Miller, Dean's List. Aliyah Mohammed, Dean's List. Kazia Morrison, Dean's List. Javani Myers, Dean's List. Sai Nardedi, Dean's List and Honor Society. Shamari Collins Noble, Dean's List. Simone Parker, Dean's List. Brianna Pillai, Dean's List. Angelique Pinnock, Dean's List. Gabrielle Powell, Dean's List. Tashay Powell, Dean's List. Anthony Ramsey, Dean's List. Lauren Roll, Dean's List. Timothy Roll, Dean's List. Janelle Scott, Dean's List. Simon Scully, Dean's List. Morgan Sewell, Dean's List. Patricia Hayes Shelley, Dean's List. Kyra Simpson, Dean's List. Glavon Smith, Dean's List. Jerome Smith, Dean's List. Janelle Spencer, Dean's List. Joel Thomas, Dean's List. Regina Thompson, Dean's List. Shani Waith, Dean's List. Winston Walters, Dean's List. Monique Watts, Dean's List. And Lisa Marie Whitaker, Dean's List.
There's still a few more prizes. One of that is that of being a top graduand. This award is given to the 2 graduands from each program who have attained the highest degree GPA in their classes. The degree GPAs for the top graduands must be based on at least 75% of the GPA credits, which normally contribute to the degree GPA. An exemption should not exceed 25% of the program GPA credits. For the Doctor of Pharmacy program, Judy Chong and Brittany Grant. That's Brittany Grant. Doctor of Dental Surgery, Shania Gangar. And Rachel Hutchinson. For diagnostic imaging, Tamise Coombs. And Chantel Matthews. For basic medical sciences, Samoya Ratri and Janelle Smith. For physical therapy, Safia Cook and Shannon Gibson. For nursing, Brittany Clark Dominique Reese, Katharina Sims, and Sadiki Smith. Your first USN valedictorian. For the Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery program, Philip Ebanks and Shamita Pulikanti. I now invite Dr. Karen Gordon to present the Niall Stewart Award.
I guess it's good night now. Good night, everyone. It is my pleasure to present the Niles Stewart Memorial Award on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Stewart. This award is being presented to the physical therapy student who in the second year of training achieved the highest GPA. Niles Stewart was a physical therapy student who, just as he started his final year, passed away from a terminal illness. A very sad time for his family and for all of us here. But we're very happy that his parents saw it fit to honor his memory by making this contribution to physical therapy education and to a physical therapy student. And we're really very happy, and we give them thanks for their generosity. And they have contributed in other ways, and we thank them for that as well. The award this year goes to, as I said before, the second year student who had the highest GPA, and that student is Sydney Baird.
Okay, as was said earlier, not just academia, we celebrate amongst our students, and so I've been asked to do some special awards. Dean, I invite you because you will be the presenter. All right, so we do for the Co-curricular awards. These awards are for outstanding and obvious performance or services in sports, culture, or service to the university or wider community. And we give a maximum of 3 co-curricular awards each year. And for this year, we have, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Everybody yeah. All right, drum roll. From MBBS, Mark Anthony Davis. He represents Towers in football and badminton. He's a hyper-academics tutor. He teaches 2 first formers, 1 student with autism, the other with ADHD. Also tutors a 6-year-old who is dyslexic. He's one of my reliable volunteers at our outreach. Well done. Congratulations, Mark Anthony. Come, drum roll again, drum roll again, drum roll, let's go. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. The next awardee is Rolando Nanton from BB Medsai. Donde está? He's not here. All right. And the last is from the Doctor of Dental Surgery program, James Peart. So James's experience is too many to mention, but I'll do 5. It's Secretary of Chancellor or Current Affairs Committee. No, I'll do 2. And he's a standard of our outreach program, stalwart of it. Congratulations to all those students. Right? And then finally, we have the special awards for excellence. This award may be given to no more than 1 student from each of the faculty's program areas for outstanding all-round performance, has demonstrated outstanding all-round performance in academic and clinical and research work, identified by teachers and peers as having demonstrated high levels of interpersonal and professional behavior, and been nominated by the program director after selection by a relevant subcommittee chaired by the respective program director. And those persons this year are, drum roll, we don't have it. Yeah, let's go. Janelle Smith, BB Medsai. Not here. Her academic performance qualified her for the Dean's List and top graduand for BB Medsai. She has a keen interest in research in anatomy and volunteered in the pathology lab at UHII during her studies. She received an A for her final year research project in anatomy, and she's now pursuing her research interest at McGill University, where she was accepted in cell biology and anatomy program with specialization in child health and human development. And she was nominated, therefore, by the program director, and we congratulate her. Drum roll, everybody, let's go. Thank you. The second person is Sadiqa Peter Gay Smith. So Ms. Smith's academic performance throughout her program was nothing short of excellent, as she made the Dean's List and joined the Honor Society in 2020 with a GPA of 3.9 for her performance in the first year of her program. This trend continued as Ms. Smith made the Dean's List and Honor Society in subsequent years for high GPAs of 3.94 and 3.96. In 2022, her performance in the clinical area, Ms. Smith earned the prestigious Cheryl Lopez Award for Outstanding Clinical Performance and the title of Most Outstanding Academic Performer in the BSCN program. She outdid herself when she became our first valedictorian from the UWI School of Nursing, Mona, for the Faculty of Medical Sciences graduating class of 2023, and one of this year's top graduand. So we congratulate her most profusely. We're very proud of you. Andrea?
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and awardees. I am here before you as the chairperson for the Faculty Social Accountability Committee to present the award for 2022-2023. The awardee this year is someone who has contributed consistently and at a very high level to not just our interprofessional faculty outreaches, but to community outreaches, both in their community, both on the campus. They have contributed to organizing health fairs. They have looked at finding ways to help citizens from different communities. And it is for this reason that we are awarding Dr. James Peart the Social Accountability Award for 2022-2023.
Almost it. We invite Ms. Brittany Smart. From the PharmD program to provide us with the vote of thanks.
All right. Everybody hearing me, right? Okay. So I know a few of our members have departed us, but let me just go ahead with my little speech. All right. So Principal Professor Denzel Williams, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Minerva Thame, Professor Minerva Thame, Deputy Dean Dr. Andrea Garbott, Director of the School of Dentistry, the UE School of Dentistry, Dr. Theon Jones, the UE Medical Alumni Association representative, Dr. Eileen Standard Golson, our astounding guest speaker, King's Counsel, Mr. Ian Wilkinson, our members of staff, members of faculty, and all our notable awardees or brilliant awardees and other notable attendees, a pleasant good evening, or should I say good night. All right, so my name is Brittany, and I would like, as a recent graduate of the pharmacy, the Doctor of Pharmacy program, I stand before you this evening to express a heartfelt gratitude to you all on this memorable occasion, and for every single person who made this possible, who made this event possible, a hearty thank you, and please allow me to express my sincerest appreciation. I would like to start by just honoring and thanking the Almighty for making today's ceremony a resounding success. To our erudite guest speaker, Mr. Ian Wilkinson, an exciting and enlightening message. It was beautiful and inspiring. Thank you so much for not only gracing us with your presence, but for inspiring us along the way. To our organizers and members of the faculty, another successful FMS award ceremony is under your belt. Congratulations, you all. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for today's ceremony. To all the awardees, the race is not for the swift, but for who can endure it to the end. Thank you for your participation in today's event, and a huge congratulations to you all. Continue working hard and reaching for the stars. As the ceremony comes to a close, allow me to extend my sincere thanks to the Faculty of Medical Sciences for considering and selecting me to deliver this year's vote of thanks at this year's FMS award ceremony. It has been my pleasure and it's an honor. Today would not have been possible without each and every one of you, so allow me again to express my sincerest gratitude or my deepest gratitude to you all. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.